Shalom. Shalom. All praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Rakah Kodash. You know, double honors to our apostle, elders of Great Millstone.
Double honors.
You know, and you know, shalom to the Akim, to the hopeful elect that are teaching this word. You know, shalom, brothers. Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Rakah Kodash, Brakatam, man. Shalom, you know. So yeah, you know, brothers, we're just here. You know, we were just chilling, just watching some stuff, man, on, you know, on slavery, and we were watching the Middle Ages and stuff, slavery during the Roman Empire and the pagan Roman Empire up until the Middle Ages and how it changed and stuff. But you know, I was saying to the brother that pretty much, you know, like we were talking about it, but you know, like slavery's always been there. Doesn't matter what form of, because there's different levels of slavery and stuff, right? Like different levels of servitude and how you treat the person under you and stuff. But it's always been there. If you have a ruler, you have people at the bottom. That's how it's always been, and it's gonna be there, even in, you know, the kingdom of the Lord. Like in this society, they'll tell you like, you know, I'm not gonna say the J word, but you know what they say? It's gonna be glory kingdom for the whole world. No, there's gonna be slavery in the kingdom. In the reality of the Lord's kingdom, there's gonna be captives and there's gonna be rulers. Like there's always been. That's like the cycle of life, man. Like right now, right now we're captives. You know, people will think that we live in, it's like, it's not the ancient world, but there's still principles of the ancient world going on, but it's just hidden. Like this, like slavery, we're still in slavery, but it's just these modern day jobs where you think you're free. You know what I'm saying? You have to tap Oyster cards, get on trains, and you're still a slave, man. You have to turn up at a certain time at this place or they'll banish you. You know, obviously back in the ancient world, they would have probably killed you or give you 50 lashes, but they do the same now. We'll confiscate your money. You don't turn up, we don't pay you. And you're fucked. That's like getting a lash. Anyway, let's go. You got something there?
Yeah.
Go on, man. We get them ones, man. We get you know, I was thinking of a few as well, man. Yeah, you got my brain. I was like, go on, Revelation here. So,
right, this is Revelation chapter 2, verse 26. But he that overcometh and keepeth my works unto the end, to him will I give power over the nations. And
he that overcomes what? This world, man. That's the brothers in this. See, look, man, one of the glories that we're going to receive in the kingdom is we're going to have people working for us, man. A king, you know, when you're ruling, you have people working for you. You have people in servitude under you, man. That's just normal. You know? That's how it goes, man. You're ruling, you're the ruling class. You don't have to do anything pretty much.
You just command.
You command. I want this done. I want marble laid out. You have your slaves do it. I want you to go dig up I want you to go dig up a certain stone to bring back to put on the ceilings of my palace. They're gonna go do it. So that's what we're waiting to overcome this world. That's a promise given unto those that overcome this world, to have slaves. Go on, eh? You know, everyone in this society, you're taught come together. Everyone love one another. That's bullshit, man. People have to be slaves, man, and people have to be on top.
Yeah. Oh, that's why it says in the scriptures that concerning Israel, a nation of kings and priests. If you're a nation of kings, then you have to have the other nations. The other nations were created.
No, go on, Nate. Go on.
They were created to serve us.
You know what came to my head? You know what I was saying to you? Scriptures come to me. You know what one was I was thinking about? Remember when King David got the nations and he made them? It says he made them slaves, basically. You know, we'll get it. But you know when he said he put garrisons in Edom. You know when he was taking down all the different nations. What did King David do with them? But let's read Revelation first, before we go to that. We'll read Revelation first. But what did King David do to them? Because I was thinking about that. It's like that popped in my head. When King David took the nations down, he put them in slavery, man. They were servitude to his kingdom, to the Israelite kingdom.
Yeah.
It says he put garrisons in Edom. I think he took down the Assyrians. He was taking everyone down. The Hamite nations. He was taking them all down, and he put a garrison is like basically what Esau's got now with America. They've got military bases. That's like a garrison. You set up in those people's lands. You rule them basically.
Yeah.
Go on, that.
Yep.
So that's the future. That's what's coming again. Go on, that.
And it says, to him will I, and keepeth my works unto the end. To him will I give power over the nations, and he shall rule them with a rod of iron. As the vessels of a potter shall they be broken to shivers, even as I received of my father.
Yeah, that's the future kingdom for the brothers that remain of the hopeful elect of Israel. That's the promise of what? To basically rule people with a rod of iron, man. And that's part of the promise, man. That's that. And you know what, man? We want that. You know, right now we're in a zone where you have to be spiritual and prophesy, but the future is that you're gonna have scepters. You're gonna be put on back where you in the kingly state, man. Where your word or what you say is through the Spirit of the Lord. Of course, you know there's going to be order to it, but what you say through the Spirit of the Lord is going to be basically the government of the planet. You know what I mean? And if people don't obey your word, you got them scepters to crash them with, pretty much. That's what they did, man. You watch them slavery movies. What did watch 12 Years Slave? Is it 12 Years Slave? That master, that Edomite dude, right? What was he was whipping them, and he was reading the Bible, and he said, "You have to, servants, obey your master." So they were shook. The captives were shook of the dude because in their eyes, he was the master. You know, and he was reading it biblically to them. You have to obey, or you get 50 lashes. Even in Django. When Django went back and got revenge on those dudes, right, and that plantation, what did he had attached to him was like the scriptures. Remember when he shot the dude, he had the scriptures on him, and I think it was scriptures even relating to slavery.
Yeah, I believe that.
So people always use that for their. Go ahead, Dave. No, you speak, bro.
No, I was just gonna say same thing in the TV show Hell on Wheels. I watched that not too long ago, and they had a character in there called Elam. And pretty much he was reading the scriptures, and the Edomites were getting him to read that scripture, you know, different scriptures about your earthly masters and this and that. You know, Esau was using all that, man. They had I believe it's called there's a certain Bible, man. They got like a slavery Bible and different types, and you know, they've always tried to use things against us, man. But ultimately we've got the truth, and the truth is that they're gonna go into slavery. All these different heathen nations are gonna go into slavery underneath us. And we're going to be rulers with a rod of iron over them. And iron is it's a hard metal. Okay, it's going to be, you know, like ruling with we're going to crack you over the head with our scepters, because what does a ruler have? A ruler has scepters. Yeah, and when you see the queen now, when they do their ceremonies, you know, when she does her ceremonies, they do the knighting or whatever, she'll wear that big red robe, which comes from Jake. Then I have the crowns, and you see the scepters. Type it in, and the scepter's gold, and it might have like rubies around it. Yeah, you make me think of Bugs Bunny. Yeah, the Bugs Bunny. Arise, you know. Yeah, but that comes from Jake. Yeah. You know, because he had a robe too, remember? Yeah, and he was crashing them in the Yeah. But that's what it says. Shall rule them with a rod of iron, and it had this. That's the scepters. Yeah, that's what we're gonna get. You see, if we of the elect, you know, I'm kind of laughing at that, but you know, I'm laughing about things, but it's funny because you made me laugh when you said the Bugs Bunny and stuff. But that's what we're gonna get, man. You know, sometimes in this society, though, man, you know, I'm sorry, it's just funny. It's another point there, but you kind of got to laugh at the stupidity and madness of this world, man. You know, like if you don't laugh, you're gonna go crazy. You know, if you don't you have to have a laugh, man, because you go crazy here. But look, it said you shall rule them with a rod of iron, isn't it? That's them scepters, bro. Yeah, beat the shit out of them, yeah. and you know what, man? It's yours. Listen, if I've got like a you can do what you want with them, within means. See, like when we was in slavery, Esau would do shit like butt breaking. He'll do shit like butt breaking is when they commit homosexual acts, which we're not gonna do that. That's against the law, man. Or he'll do stuff like he'll marry a Jake. With a Jake woman, and then what he'll do is, you know, he'll come in and pop the woman, then give her back to the man, shit like that. Or he'll make another Jake come and commit adultery with her. Do you get what I'm trying to say? Yeah. Off shit. But why? Because we was in the captives of their hands. That's why. So when we get the rulership with the scepters and we're in the righteousness, we're gonna do that. If I wanna crash
dudes' heads in. We can do that.
Yeah.
I'd feel like doing that today. And we're going to have the authority and power to do that today.
It's going to be a harsh rulership, man. We're going to be beating you down hard, you know? If you think about it, for the first, like, hey, we're going to have to really instill into you the levels, man. You know what I mean? And Edomites especially, because, hey, after 1,000 years, we're going to completely get rid of you, pursuant to Obadiah 1. So, with Edom, man, you're going to get the worst. You so-called white people, you Edomites are going to get the worst, man. You're the other nations too, because you all had a hand in it. The Ishmaelites, the Moabites, all of that. You're all going to get it, man. Because you've all had a hand in having a go at Jake.
Yeah.
You know?
And that goes for all the 12 tribes. For the Hispanic tribes, the so-called natives, the Latinos. Y'all are all been in captivity under Esau, man. You know, like, because people will think it's like a black thing. Nah, man, what about them Latin tribes? They went in slavery under E too. There's a lot of history on that. Which, you know, we can speak on that too. But a lot of shit happened too with the Arawak, the Tainos, the North American Indians, the Reuben, Seminole Indians, Judah, Benjamin. Benjamin alone has a lot of history with Esau on the islands. So all that, and that was all in captivity. So you think we ain't gonna return those things back?
Or a precept for that.
Go on, right?
This is Revelation chapter 13, verse 10. He that leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity. He that killeth with the sword must be killed with the sword. Here is the patience and the faith of the saints. And
that's basically our faith. You know, is that we're waiting for the Lord to come back to basically give us the nations in, you know, beginning with the international banking families, man, and their lineage, which is Esau, you know, to put them in slavery, man. That's the faith, bro. You know, the international bankers, which are Edomite, Amalekites, top families of the planet. We want them in slavery. They had us in slavery, man. That's only fair.
That's the balance. That's righteous.
Someone's like harmed you. It's only fair. You want to get payback, right? It's fair.
Yeah. They led us into captivity. They killed us with the sword.
That's what it said. It says there. It says he that leadeth in captivity. Man, there's all the history on that. Type in. We always say it. Go on Google and type in yokes of iron. Now, the first thing you're gonna see is a Jake with big ass blocks on his yokes of iron with them steel bars coming off of his neck. That's the first thing you're gonna see, man. You know, type in slavery. Type in Indian slavery, and you're gonna see what they show a lot with them tribes is, you know, they'll show like them painting pictures. You know the ones you seen them, and it might show the dogs attacking Indians and that so-called Indians. You seen them pictures? I'll find it. But yeah.
So you type in yokes of iron on Google. Go to Google Images. What do you see there, man? Okay, don't know why it's not focusing. You see Jake.
Yeah. Exactly, man. You know what I mean? I'm talking about like these things, indigenous. You know, like these.
Oh yeah. I see,
like what they'll show you, they always show you these in like painting forms. You know, and there's plenty of them, man. But they'll show you things like that. They'll show it in like painting forms, man.
Yeah. What was Columbus doing when he was over there, man? There's a saying about he didn't put down his sword.
Yeah.
You know, that's what Esau does. He came to slaughter. That's why I said what he that killeth with the sword as well. He mentioned that. Okay. So what do you think is going to happen to you?
Like this, like pictures like this, where they have the war dogs tearing them up. You see?
Yeah.
You can even put that up there. So you type that in, like Columbus, slavery, Indians, just that alone, and you see that. But they'll show you that in picture form. There's a guy. There's an author, right? His name's Bartholomew de las Casas, and he was like basically a part of Bartholomew de las Casas. If you look him up, right? I believe that because I looked at. I'm just going back into my memory banks now, yeah. But there's an author Bartholomew de las Casas, and he's got like writings of those times because he was there. Like a lot of these pictures, a lot of the writings come from him, and he's got a lot of the writings. I believe that's his name. I'm just going back in my memory banks. Bartholomew de las Casas, and when you go back into his writings, he writ about the stuff he saw. So he goes into that. Man. He talks about a lot of this. He talks about the rape that took place all the history, all the slavery, the cruelty. So you really think that you ain't gonna get that back? Are you mad, man?
Yeah, you think you're gonna get away with it?
And you know what? That was see us knowing the truth now. Yeah, we kind of know. We kind of understand that basically, that was meant to happen to us as a punishment.
Yeah, it's in the curses.
You know what I'm saying? Go on, Napes. Go on, that.
Yeah.
That was a curses that was supposed to happen. Go on, that.
Well, yeah. Well, to back up the brother, I'm gonna get the precept because it's in the curses, man. Right? If we didn't keep the law, statutes, and commandments of Yahweh and Yahushai, these curses were gonna fall upon us, and we're under the curses today. This is Deuteronomy.
That's what it is, man.
This is Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 48. Therefore shalt thou serve thine enemies, which the Lord shall send against thee, in hunger and in thirst and in nakedness, slavery, man, and in want of all things. And he shall put a yoke of iron upon thy neck, until he have destroyed thee. And we just typed in a yoke of iron. Who did you see, man? Jake. Okay. All up and down. What do you think the transatlantic slave trade was about? So these guys that have put us into captivity, they got to go into captivity because they've been living it up. They're in their society.
Yep.
The heathen nations are all the heathen nations are colluding with Esau.
Yep.
You know, living off his power. You know, and Jake ain't got no say. Jake ain't got no power.
Living off of his power, but then off of the oppression that he gained off of us.
Exactly.
Off of Jake, man.
Yeah. Because how did he get
that's Revelation.
Yeah.
I believe that's Revelation. The dogs licking the wounds. Is that Revelation?
The swords, yeah.
Oh no. The one I'm thinking of, Revelation. No, it says that they have had part with. Basically, there's one I can't remember the name how it goes, but basically it goes into the fact that they've had part with the beast. Basically, they've had their kingdom. You know. I'll find it. I'll find it. But go on. I got something after you. I'll find it. But it says they've partaken with the beast. You know, basically they've had their share in the. I can't remember how. You know, go on, Nate. They've had their share, basically. They ruled the other nations. Like you go to America, yeah. You go to the stores owned by Koreans, and they're making £3-4 million a fucking month in the area that they live in. And who's going to the store? Jake. So basically, they've had their like mini kingdoms with Esau.
Yeah, they've got their own little things.
Yeah.
Like if you look at Ishmael, for example. Ishmael
they had like mini kingdoms, yeah.
Ishmael got like the oil. You got the families and you got the oil and all that. What do Jake have? Like you got Jake over in the West Coast. What's happening to them? Their lands are just their resources are getting raped, taken by China, America, all these corporations. Okay, Jake ain't on no level. Man. There's no power there. That's why. Why do you think whenever there's
captives, man?
Yeah, whenever there's like what do they call it, man? When the people walk on the words escape me, man.
Go on, walk on.
You know when they walk on the street and they're with placards and all that.
Protesting.
Yeah, you see people protesting all around the world. The uproars of the people. Okay, but what was happening in the 70s? You had Jake protesting with Ephraim and all that. You know, getting together. You know, talking about the oppression, yeah, the Black Panthers, all that. But now we're telling you now, because we've got, we're telling you, you know, starting with Elder High Priest Abba Bivens, okay, our apostles and elders, as they taught us, we're telling you, look, man, our slavery that we're in right now under our captives is slowly coming to an end. And then they're going to go into slavery, starting with their elites. As the brother Aman said earlier, man. Can
I mention this to you? Remember I mentioned that guy Bartholomew de las Casas, right? So it says Bartholomew de las Casas was a 16th century Spanish landowner, friar, priest, and bishop famed as a historian and social reformer, because he was so-called fighting against slavery or whatever, which is bullshit, right? He arrived in Hispaniola as a layman, then became a Dominican friar and priest. So basically he was like, he writ things that he saw, basically, which is said, and he said it fought for against slavery. But basically, he saw these horrors. So a lot of the writings that it even shows you here, look, which we don't know if that's what he looks like, but he's writing things. So it shows you what he saw. So you read some of those, because I read it a while back, So I'm going back into my memory banks. But if you read a lot of his stuff, it shows you the horrors that he witnessed. You know, of Columbus and his war parade. Because Columbus, they describe him as a what was you going into, Napes? You was going into something, isn't it?
I was talking about how we're gonna have these elites in slavery, man.
They're gonna go in slavery, but this is the way they painted these people like Columbus and Conan, Cortez, and they paint them as explorers.
Yeah.
And they have statues of them, right? They're great explorers, but when you go into the history, they were conquerors.
And they knew exactly what they were doing.
They knew
Well, Columbus had a Hebrew interpreter.
Yeah.
When they was going over to the islands. Why? Because Jake were over there. The Israelites were over there, man.
Yeah.
You know? And they were speaking Hebrew, so he needed a Hebrew interpreter.
Yeah.
That whole attack... So like,
No.
That whole attack, we were watching the documentary about the Middle Ages and all that. Who was in rulership in the Middle Ages, man? Okay, us. And that was when Esau started to... When that that devil started to come back into rulership, the Renaissance and all that.
Yeah, from the bottomless pit.
Exactly. What did he start doing, man? He started to systematically take Jake, all the aristocracy, the kingdoms, started to take Jake down. Yeah,
and you had like Jake still in rulership in terms of basically Esau was getting power, but you had Jake's still sitting on thrones that, helped to fund these guys too, man. You know what I'm saying? They helped put money in some of these dudes' pockets that went to conquer their fellow brothers in Americas. That's true, man. But yeah, that's something else anyway. But yeah, go on, man.
Yeah, that was what was going on, man.
They funded like Queen. What's her name? Queen Isabella in Spain, in Granada. What was her name? Queen Isabella in I can't remember the name, man, right now, man. But basically, they helped fund. They were part of helping to fund Columbus going over there to the Americas. They were the Spanish rulership over there, man. But anyway,
Isabella and Ferdinand.
That's I believe they were Jakes, man.
Isabella of Castile.
Isabella of Castile and Ferdinand of Aragon, and they were like heavily linked with Columbus. But that's something else. But go on, that's something else. But they were heavily linked, man. Mm-hmm. So they were Jakes helping to like take Jake. But that's in the history anyway. But the point is slavery. The point is what we're talking about, because we're kind of going all over the place. But the point is slavery's always been there from the beginning of time, man.
Yeah.
Up until today.
And it ain't going nowhere.
And it's still here, and it's gonna be back again. It's just gonna be a different set of. It's gonna be us ruling Israel.
Hey,
and then you're gonna have the nations beneath Israel, man.
Oh, in Israel, like you got the laws about slavery. Like a man would come, he basically worked for you for what? Was it like 7 years? Then eventually he'd be set up, and he'd be set up after that. He basically put himself into employment. Mm-hmm. Or if a guy couldn't pay a debt or something, certain things. So what was happening? It was slavery's always been there, man, and it ain't going nowhere, because in the kingdom we're gonna have slaves, all right. And eventually what's going to happen is we're still going to have tributaries. They're still going to be under us. Yeah. Servants, all of that. Okay? They ain't going nowhere. Mm-hmm. So slavery is always been part of things, man. So when we talk about slavery, you talk about slavery to the average, you go on a peon on the street. You're going into slavery. Okay? Yeah. Oh, it's the worst thing. It's bad for you because of what you and your people did, man. Yeah. Okay? All the rob, raping, pillaging, all the thieving, everything that you've done, you've got to pay for that. There's a tab. There's an open tab. Why do your sins are mounting up, man? Okay? So when we got you in the kingdom, you can't say nothing. All right? Yeah. He that leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity.
That's the prophecy.
These nations had a hand in it, man.
I got something for you.
Oh, so like,
go on.
The Babylonian Empire, all of that, man. Okay? And you know what? I've got that David for you as well. When he's just destroying all of the... you got it. Oh,
yeah, but you read that.
Go.
Which do you want to go in first, though? Would you going to read that?
Shall I just read this off? Go on. This is Psalms 149, verse... let me start from 5, because remember it said the patience of the saints. Who are the saints? The Israelites. It says, let the saints be joyful in glory. Let them sing aloud upon their beds. let the high praises of Yahweh Shai be in their mouth and a two-edged sword in their hand, to execute vengeance upon the heathen. So we're going to get our vengeance through Yahweh Shai. Okay? And Yahweh Shai is going to get his slaves. Okay? Psalms the second chapter. Hey, man.
Like the Rothschilds and that, yeah, right? The top families. Yahweh Shai gonna get them first. And then, you know, hey, the Lord might have it where he distributes them to like the apostles first.
Yeah.
And you can have Evelyn.
Right, yeah.
And you can, you know, there's gonna be order to it. Yeah. Like a brother newly coming in, he ain't just gonna get Evelyn Rothschild. A top brother in the faith, probably Apostle Tahar will get him first. You know what I'm saying? You know, it's gonna be like that. There's gonna be order to it.
Yeah.
But we're gonna listen. There's hundreds of the Rothschilds. Ain't just Evelyn and all that. There's loads of them. There's a whole line.
Yeah, there's Rothschilds.
So we're gonna share them out. But the top people are gonna be given to the, you know, through the order.
Yeah, there's names you might don't hear all the time unless you the Morgans, the DuPonts, the Oppenheimers, old school family. The Oppenheimers, you know, the Gettys, yeah. Skiffs, Bears, no,
the Beers.
The Beers, that's it.
Yes.
Yeah.
There's loads of them, man.
There's loads of them out there.
The Illuminati families, man.
It's the Queen.
Yeah.
The House of Socks, So Goldberg.
Yeah.
I forgot how to pronounce it.
Yeah.
You know?
Saxe Goldberg.
Yeah. You know, which they you know, that's what it. So they all going into slavery.
Yeah.
It says, to execute vengeance upon the heathen and punishments upon the people, to bind their kings.
Yeah, the House of Saxe Goldberg. The House of Saxe Goldberg. Yeah.
Yeah. To bind their kings with chains.
It's a German dynasty. You know.
Yeah.
They're gone.
Yeah. The Queen's German, mate.
Yeah, that's
I've got to say it like that. She is.
Well, there's pictures of her family with Hitler going like this.
Yeah.
I think it's Philip.
Right.
I think it's Prince Philip. I think I have to go back into it, but it's one of her. Type in the Queen and the Nazis, and you see them like that throwing up Heil Hitler. But I thought they were destroying England in the name, destroying Germany in the name of England.
Right.
That shield.
British, mate.
That shield. What's his name? What's that shield, man? That fucking cult of personality that they show in Britain. Winston Churchill.
Oh, Winston Churchill.
Which he's a fucking Jesuit priest, man. When they put him with that, they made him put that weight on, put that big coat on, the bowler jacket and a cigar like a mafia boss. Right. But he's a fucking witch from back in the day. He's a Jesuit priest. You know, but they mold these people.
Yeah. On both sides.
Yeah, but he wasn't no big great leader. He was hiding when bombs were going off.
Oh, like
you can look that up. He was really hiding when the bombs were going off.
Underneath, bunkers and all that.
Yeah, he wasn't at the forefront. For our Winston Churchill, and you know, whenever you see him, he's burning a cigar.
Yeah.
He's a cult of personality, just like Hitler.
I was just gonna say that.
Just like Hitler, a cult of personality. Just like all these guys that they said. Look at all them
Obamas and all that.
Stalin. Look at all the World War leaders. They were all cult of personalities.
Yeah.
Mussolini, Stalin, Hitler. Who else did I just say?
Winston Churchill.
You know what I mean? There was more. There was many more, man. But they were all cult of personalities. They were all set up by the international bankers for whatever role they had to play at their time. They were all set up, man.
Yeah, actors on the stage, man. All wars are bankers' wars.
You can even look it up. Type in Winston Churchill, Jesuit priest. You see him amongst a bunch of Jesuits in England. Then all of a sudden, he's just big. He's a big, burly man with a big trench coat and a cigar in 45. England and all that. That's a cult of personality, man. They set these people up. Go on, right?
Yeah. And it says, to bind their kings with chains and their nobles with fetters of iron.
Yeah, so these brothers... Go ahead.
A big whop of iron chains, man.
The ancient world ones.
Yeah.
The ones that are just heavy.
Yeah, like
Yeah, the lock is like a massive bit of metal. You know that?
Yeah, fetters of iron, man.
And you unlock it.
Yeah, you know you got you're gonna be lined up. You're gonna be chained up to each other. I'm gonna be beating the shit out of you, right? You know, might get one of you or the rest of you are falling. Hey, they show you like what was the start of Django?
Yeah.
They had Jake and a lion chain gang. Okay, we're gonna be effing you up, man.
Yeah, so they're all in a line, but they're all chained to one chain, but they all got separate chains, but there's that one chain that binds them all,
and
they have to all walk in the same order, and there might be 100 of you, 1,000 of you in that same line. You know,
and we're gonna be putting you on boats, because we're gonna be Deuteronomy 30th chapter and the 7th verse. These curses shall go upon you. We're gonna be putting you on boats, man. And you know what? I just have to say this because you know Jake loved to say that. You ask Jake on the street, Jake ain't got a clue. You say, you might say, how you doing? I'm blessed. Everything's blessed. The true meaning is bless is when people bow down to you, man.
Yeah.
So when the Rothschild, I don't care about no some bug out Edomite kissing your boot and all that.
Yeah, okay. That don't mean nothing, man.
That don't mean nothing.
We used to get that when we used to be at the camp. That used to happen all the time, like things like that. Like, oh, I'm sorry. What do you want me to do? Bow. I'm so, like things like that.
Yeah.
People so-called white people, and a lot of them crackers. You're calling crackers, and all that bowing. A lot of them are jakes, man.
Yeah.
How unspiritual is that?
Yeah.
Kiss my shoe. But you're making. He's probably an Irish Negro. That just like because he looks white, he genuinely feels sorry. You have to be more spiritual than that, man.
Yeah.
That's why the angels are gonna come and do all the sifting, man.
Yeah.
Not you fucking degenerates out there that you know what I'm saying. You learn the truth, or that's a white boy. Bow to me, white boy, because you know about Israel and all that. That don't mean shit, man. You have to be more spiritual than that, man. A lot of them people they make bow and kiss the feet are jakes.
Yeah.
When you watch a lot of them videos and you see them doing that to people, like it's like, wait a minute, that's probably a jake, bro.
Well, that's that. The apostles are bringing out this week.
Real talk, bro.
And
look who we saw this week too, Napes.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
We saw one ISUPK. Say what you're saying though. Say what he's gonna say though.
No, with the Elder Ramah.
Yeah, with the Elder Ramah. That's right, with the brother Ramah. But say what you was gonna say first though.
No, I was gonna say because the apostles, the guys come up. The Mormons. Guy was a Jake and all that. One of them, and then the apostles mentioned, ISUPK now, crackers and all that. And it just got me thinking.
Crackers houses. Crackers, man.
It got me thinking.
That's a white boy, brother.
Yeah.
You can't be that's a, you know what I'm saying? Anyway, go ahead.
Now, because I just thought about when I came up to the camp. I mean, when I came up to the camp and I was learning, okay, brothers, he's on the fold, That's being spiritual, man. Imagine you, a guy that looks like me went up to ISUPK now. You're a cracker, boy. That's what all you're gonna get. What edification is
bro, there's people that do that now to you, might be on the board or whatever. Because you got more of that, because you got the image, people do that. They'll call you a white boy or whatever, but whatever. So what? Whatever, man. Most of you clowns that say that, you're not even on the highways. You ain't even got the spirit to even go out and teach. You can't even, what you're saying behind the camera, you never express in person. But anyway, but look, I was going to say it's funny because those clowns here, we saw ISUPK dude, man. We was with the brother Ramah, right? The older brother Ramah. And who do we see? We saw ISUPK dude. He looked in a trance. A big ass linebacker dude. And he looked we were in wherever we was at. And he stood out. But he stood out and he was like in a MK Ultra state, man. That dude looked MK Ultra, bro. And it's funny because you see, like when we're out, and you might see people that look more in the spirit of truthers. You kind of look at, hey man, you might make that observation. That dude he walked right past us like he didn't even see us. That dude was in an MK. He didn't even look like, hey, who are these dudes? Dudes with beards. Hey, these might be Israelite brothers. He didn't even have that spirit. This dude looked totally MK Ultra, bro. Even the elder brother Ramah was saying that. We were all saying that. That dude looked MK Ultra. You saw him, right?
Yeah.
Remember, bro?
Yeah,
he was just walking.
Yeah. He just in a daze, bro.
And he's a big linebacker looking dude. But he looked gone.
Yeah.
And he had the big ass boots. He looked like he was in the army. It's a non-spiritual, but it's crazy. It's just mad that we actually saw that, yeah? We actually saw that. But go back into this because it's true, but those camps would say stuff like that. Oh, you're a white boy or whatever. Remember, they got cut because remember to Zariak, he had that Ghanaian Jake, and then he was saying that Jake was like, talking to him, a young lad, which you can tell he's an Israelite. And then the young lad told him, look, nah, but I'm African and all that. Then Zariak said, nah, well, you can't come to the cookout. But prior to that, he was saying, this is a smart young brother.
Right.
He's a handsome young brother. He's a smart young brother. Prior to that, he was saying that.
Yeah.
Then when he found out where he was from, then he said, oh, no, all of a sudden, he's not. That's bullshit. You can tell the dude's a Jake. But this is crazy, man. But that's why the Lord, see, the thing is, the Lord gave us the spirit to see these things, but the angels are going to do the sifting. But let's because we're speaking too much. I'm sorry, Napes.
No, brother. I'll read this again.
We're talking too much.
Verse 8, to bind their kings with chains and their nobles with fetters of iron, to execute upon them the judgment written. So these things are written. There's a judgment coming for you guys. This honor have all his saints. Praise ye Yahweh Shemel Shai. So, hey man, it's coming to us. That's why in Revelation it said what? It said the patience of the saints. When you go into patience, you got suffering. We're suffering right now. We're the ones on the low. We're the ones on the bottom. Okay?
We're in captivity, man.
We're in captivity.
Yeah.
That's why
and we're sorry.
No, you got it, bro.
No, we're and us knowing the truth too. We're like suffering righteously.
Yeah.
We're waiting for that. We're waiting for a reward, but we're like, because we know the truth. It's like we're suffering shit, man. We're suffering mentally. We're suffering physically. We're suffering to get these rewards, man. We want to see this.
Yeah.
We're not like the average, even a Jake out there in the world that don't have the truth. They're like lost, man. We're not the average Jake out there that don't have the truth. We got the truth, so it's different for us. We're waiting for these things because we have faith in it. Go on, man.
That was it on that preset, bro.
Yeah, I got something here.
Kinda.
So this is second.
What's that after you? Yeah.
All right. This is 2 Samuel 8:13, right? Going back into the slavery thing. Mm-hmm. So this is what King David did. It said, and David got him a name when he returned from smiting of the Syrians in the Valley of Salt, being 18,000 men. So he got him a name. So that name, King David's name, was getting like, man, that's that King of Israel, King David. He was taking them out, man. And Syrians. It says 18,000 men, man. Show me someone that can do that now. It says, and he put garrisons in Edom. Throughout all Edom put he garrisons. And all they of Edom became David's servants, man. And the Lord preserved David whithersoever he went. And David reigned over all Israel, and David executed judgment and justice unto all his people. You want to speak on that?
Yeah, so there you go. David had our king, man. Okay. Which King David, that's our king. That's our on earth. That's our king forever. That's going to be set up, man, in the kingdom of heaven. With the tabernacles of David are being built up right now. And what was David doing when he was around back then? He was putting all these nations around us straight into captivity, man. Putting them under him, under the boot. By the time Solomon was in power, they 40 years of peace. These nations they were like, yo, this is the power of Israel. Israel was set up, because the Lord was with King David. And that shows you when even King David, as a young lad, when he went up against Goliath, the Lord was with him then, and the Lord was with him.
Always.
Even when he was under Saul, okay, all of that, he was getting him a name, David have killed these tens of thousands. And eventually he was putting these different nations under captivity. And the Edomites, which the scriptures say, what? I hate them with a perfect hatred. The Lord.
Yeah, and it's funny because it said, it said he made them servants.
Servants, yeah.
What's that, man? Servitude, that's to serve, to basically put them in slavery, man.
Yeah.
So that slavery's righteous, really. It's biblical. The Lord's with it. The Lord is with it. Everything that happened unto Jake, right? The Lord was with it. All the most horrific shit that we see, man, the Most High was with that. Yeah, we use that now. We use that fueled all the history and that. So then when we read the scriptures, we want to get that revenge back. But really on a deeper level, it's like the Most High was with it all, man.
Yeah, the Lord
Most High,
in that situation.
Even we can get after as well?
Yeah.
We can get the one going into another vibe, but we can get the one where it says, the Lord unto your children the blood. You know, the blood will be on your children because they denied the Lord.
Okay, yeah, I'll get that. Yeah.
Because that goes into that, man. See, even all these horrifying things, slavery is scriptural, man. But all the horrifying things that even happened, right? That happened to us because the Lord was with it, man. Yahweh Bashem Yahushai was with putting us in these gruesome, this gruesome stuff that happened, man. To where, when you look back at it, because you look at this, you watch slavery movies and go into the history of slavery, study it. It's gruesome. It's gruesome, man. Yeah. But the Lord don't open your mind back to, like, basically, you'd go mad if you knew everything that happened in those times. You'd lose it today. So the Lord gives you it through information that's out here now. But the point what I'm trying to say is that basically the Lord was with all that, man. That's the point I'm trying to say, man. The Lord was with all that, all the gruesome stuff that happened. All right, all the turmoil, all the heartache. The Most High was with that, man, to lead up to today.
Quick precept.
Go on, bro.
Baruch chapter 4 verse 6. You were sold to the nations, not for your destruction, but because you moved Yahweh Bashem Yahushai to wrath. You were delivered unto the enemies.
Yeah.
So why? Because we were going off. Okay? When we were going off as a people, that's why the curses in Deuteronomy. When we were going off, worshipping idols or whatever, the Lord would raise up an enemy against us, and then the enemy would take over, and we'd be in captivity to them. And it was constantly like that. Judges were delivering us out, going back, we're going off.
Always.
Always, man. So, but it's only if the Lord had that happen. Okay? Or that's why is it in Judith? I believe it was an Ammonite captain or there was a nation.
Yeah, and he said if the Lord be with them, basically if they keep the
laws and all that,
then no one can bother them.
You can't touch them because the Lord's going to be with us.
But if they transgress, that's when we can get them.
Yeah, basically. And that's why you ain't going to have no uprisings in the kingdom. By the way, okay, we're going to be perfect with the Lord.
And it's funny because when you do something off, yeah, you kind of feel open to like you feel fucked up, innit?
Yeah.
So you feel like if you go off, right, you repent to the Lord, right? We repent to the Most High, man. We repent to Yahweh, Bashem Yahweh Shai, in the name of Yahweh Shai. But when you go off, right, you feel like susceptible to demons and that the Most High is going to judge you. You feel like that, man.
Yeah.
You know what I'm trying to say? So then the nations knew that, hey, if they go off, this is our time to get them. And so Esau, in going to today, Esau knows that.
He uses it against us.
There you go.
I'll get that.
This whole world we live in is open for us to sin. It's a fucking free-for-all for Jake to sin. Because Esau knows if I keep Negroes, Hispanics, Native Americans in this degraded state and keep them sinning, and it can be something as small as the food you're eating in your kitchen. If you bring a piece of bacon in your house, you're sinning. You know what I'm saying? Go on.
Yeah.
Go on.
Revelation 12 and 10. And I heard a loud voice saying in heaven, now is come salvation and strength, and the kingdom of our power, and the power of his anointed, Hamashiach, which is Yahushai. For the accuser of our brethren is cast down, which accused them before our power day and night.
That's right. Speak on it, bro.
The accuser of our brethren. Who's accusing us, man? You know what? Look, that's what these elites are doing. Look, they're going off. Look at you. Look at them. They're eating pork. They're doing that. Okay.
The accuser of our brethren. Yeah.
Yeah. Could make it. You got this wicked society kingdom set up. Okay. Jake going off. Jake going hella off. But you know what? The joke's on you because no matter how much you do that, Esau, you can't get the birthright, man. We got the birthright. And our birthright, if I may read it quickly, this is what you really want, man. But you can't have that. You can't obtain it. That's why, Esau was crying back then. He was shedding tears and he wanted to kill us. He wanted to kill Jacob, man.
Got something after you.
Okay. This is Genesis chapter 27. Verse 28, and this is our blessing. Therefore, Yahweh Bashem Yahushai give thee of the dew of heaven, and the fatness of the earth, and plenty of corn and wine. Let people serve thee, and nations bow down to thee. That's what it means to be blessed. When you got nations bowing down to you, okay, Oh my God.
That's when you're truly blessed.
That's when you're truly blessed.
When you have slaves.
Yeah.
Yeah. Watch that movie Avengers. Remember Loki? The first one. Remember when he came, he had the scepter.
Oh, he jumped off the ship.
Yeah, remember when he come off the ship?
Yeah.
And then he said something to like these goyim, and they were trying to be like, even one of them said, "We here to defend the earth." I don't know, some of them goyim.
Right.
And he said, "Bow," and he slammed the scepter, and the power resonated. They all bowed.
Right.
Remember that?
Yeah.
You have to see that scene again. But that's they were basically one of them tried to say something to him, some human, and he smashed the scepter, and I think like some power came off of it and that.
Yeah.
And they all bowed. They felt that force.
And everyone's gonna bow to Yahweh Shai.
They felt that force. You know, like
As
you know, like someone these go, "No, I don't need to hear this." As soon as you decapitate one of their heads with spiritual power, guess what? Everyone will follow. They'll all bow down now. Man, come on, man. You see the Lord coming with spiritual power, and the men on the earth, they're risen up. People's gonna be scared. They're gonna bow, man. What they're gonna see is things they've never seen before. You know, far greater than a tank or a F-15 or a stealth bomber, or you know what I'm saying, or a grenade going off.
Well, Esau.
Or someone with a knife, or you know what I mean.
They bow to Esau.
Yeah, man.
They're a weakling. They bow to Esau.
Yeah.
You know, they bow to Esau, man. So how much more Israel in their power? Okay, when Yahweh Shai returns, man, to the prey.
Yeah, they bow to all these the carnal weapons of Esau, you know, or they or you know what I mean.
Oh, yeah, get down on the ground.
Yeah, or them you know, Esau's got them. He might have a guns with. There might be 10 troops, and they all got a gun, and the lasers are on you. You know, they have them lasers on the scope or whatever. You know that shit.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. You know these people, they have these guns and stuff, which we don't care about guns and knives, and we don't really like that stuff. We hate it. But you see people bow to that. They're afraid of it. But guess what? What if you see someone that has power to fucking look at you and your arm melts?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You have the power to look at someone like X-Men. You know? You know, like X-Men, you know, it's funny because X-Men, some of the X-Men powers and that, because the guys don't have to, the X-Men, some of them don't have to control it yet. They might do something and it's like outlandish, like, and it bugs people out. Like, they might destroy a tree, or, you know, rip a tree from its roots, or fucking someone gets hurt because, you know what I mean? That's what shit like that, man. What if you get the power, you can just fucking lift up your hand and someone just dies in front of you, man? And the Lord give you that power. Or fucking flames come out your hand. You know, shit like that, man.
You can just be like, well, you're going to die now.
Yeah, you're going to die right now, man.
Peter.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
That happened with, what was it?
The Ananias and Sapphira, man.
Yeah.
They dropped dead.
They just dropped dead, man. And that put a great fear upon the people. You know, spiritual power. There's a bit more in this.
Go ahead, bro.
It says, be Lord over thy brethren, and let thy mother's sons bow down to thee. Cursed be everyone that curseth thee, and blessed be he that blesseth thee. That's the blessing. That was the promise. Abraham, Isaac, look, that's the blessing, man. We got the blessing. Okay, Esau didn't get the blessing. And everything he's doing now, the birthright, all of that, he's trying to get all that back. Okay? You ain't gonna get that back. Your future is slavery. And they said, and all they do is curse us. You know, all their life is their life. When these elites wake up, their whole thing is to keep Jake down. Yeah. Keep them in a degraded state. Keep throwing curses upon them. Keep sending prayers against these people. You know. But guess what? The Lord sees all that, man. That shows how carnal Esau is. He knows that there's a power, a real power. But you're being deceived, man. And you're cursed, man. It says, blessed thee who bless thee, and curse them who curse you. Yeah, so everyone sends curses at us right now. But really, you're fucked up for doing that. You're going to be jacked up, man, heavily. That's why why do you think the world is the way it is right now? It's the Lord judging it for our sake. Yeah. Go on, Nat. I've got something after you as well. Okay. And I got the one you call for, the blood upon us. Shall I read this first? Wherever you want to. Yeah. I'll read this one quickly. I'll go read that for you after. Habakkuk 2:15, right? It says, woe unto him that giveth his neighbour drink, that putteth thy bottle to him, and maketh him drunken also.
that thou mayest look on their nakedness. You know, you can go into that.
I'll read it again, Bob. Sure.
It says, Habakkuk 2:15, woe unto him that giveth his neighbor drink, that putteth thy bottle to him, and makest him drunken also.
Yeah, and Esau's, he's made our people drunk, man. Okay, how can you be? Well, it's talking about a bottle. It's talking about drunkenness. Okay, like you got these philosophies. You got all these different things. He's made our people drunk, man. Okay, that's why Jacob are in a messed up, low level state. Jacob on a base animal state, man. Which the base man is really Esau, you know. But he's flipped it. In fact, even the fact that he calls you black, you know, void of light.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm black.
That don't mean nothing, man.
You calling yourself black? Sorry. Okay, yeah, bro.
No, it's all everything negative.
Yeah, everything negative. Yeah. You know, he wants you to call himself a Negro. Okay.
Because when you're talking, you're getting me.
Yeah, riled up. It's a spirit. Yeah. You know, what the hell is an African American?
Yeah, it's all hoaxes, man.
Or he's just an Indian. Or he's a
which
Latino,
means a savage.
Hispanic, Latino.
Yeah.
These are bywords. These are all bywords. You know who we are, man? We're the sons of Israel. Which the word Israel means a prince of Yahweh Bashmiel Shai, a prince, man. Okay? A son of God, man. You know? So that's who we really are.
He's the prince of the power.
And they don't like that. When if you went up to, you go up to these people and you say, look, and Esau don't like that. You tell them, look, man, I'm over you. Okay? I'm a prince of the power. Yeah, okay, right now you got the power, but the Lord of heaven is going to come and take that power away from you. Okay? Yahweh Shai is going to come back and take that power away from you.
That's right.
They don't like that. You know?
That's their ultimate fear. That's why they've done everything that they could to hide this, man. But how are you going to hide from the Most High, man?
You tried your best to cut Israel off, man, to mess Israel up.
Or, you know, and spread lies. But this is the Heavenly Father's movie, man. You know, it's like that shows you, but that goes to show you the carnality of Esau, you know, like the elites. They're carnal. They might have all this money and wealth and the knowledge of the world and stuff, but they're carnal, man.
Yeah.
You know? They're carnal, really, man, you know? Anyway, go on that.
Yeah, was that more on that, or?
Yeah, oh yeah, there's more on this. Sorry, bro, there's more on this. It says, woe unto him, Habakkuk 2:15, woe unto him that giveth his neighbour drink, that puttest thy bottle to him, and makest him drunken also, that thou mayest look on their nakedness. Thou art filled with shame for glory. Drink thou also, and let thy foreskin be uncovered. The cup of the Lord's right hand shall be turned unto thee, and shameful spewing shall be on thy glory.
Yeah, man. Hey, so the Lord's, to the cup of his indignation, man. The Lord's going to bring that judgment, that destruction upon Esau's kingdom. Okay? What did touch the apple of the Lord's eye? You touched the Lord's people, man. Okay? Yeah, you're the one that got set up to do it. See, the Most High is bad.
It's bad. Like,
you got set up to do it. Cool.
Yahweh Bashmiel
Shai. You got set up to do it, but you know what? You're going to suffer the punishment for it because you're the wicked. Hey, man.
You know, we got to remember to put, we say the Most High, but put Yahweh Shai there as well, yeah.
Yahweh Bashmiel Shai. That's right.
Because you know, sometimes you might say that, but you got to make sure we put,
yeah. Yeah, can.
Yeah, man.
Can. And, hey, you know, basically the Lord's got you guys in a trick bag, man. Esau I have hated, Jacob I have loved. You know, the Lord loves Jacob, okay? Yahweh Bashmiel Shai loves Jacob and hates Esau. And that ain't changed. Esau's going to be done away with.
Yeah.
The wicked. You're actually going to be, after you serve your punishment, what you got to look forward to is a pit of fire. To be burnt and that's genocide right there. You're going to be done away with. You know? That's your future, Esau.
Yeah.
And your kingdom is crumbling as we right now.
This is done.
It's done.
This place is just done, bro. Like it's so finished, man.
Yeah.
It's crazy, man. We're waiting for those few more prophecies, man. But this place is done. Forget it, man. You want to revive this? This is finished, man. We're really close to the end, man.
Yeah.
Of this place.
And the Lord's gonna fix it.
Some suffering to come, but we're at the end of it.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know.
Precept, bro.
Go on, man.
Like,
we close up soon. You know?
Ecclesiastes 10:6. Folly is set in great dignity, and the rich sit in low place. You know?
That's this kingdom. Folly, man. It's a folly place, man. Hey, like, all these people recently, they was at this Travis Scott concert. And all these people was dying there. Because, you know, they summoned a demon there. And all these people, they were dying in the concert. And I forgot what the spirit was called, but they summoned it. It was like a portal. They summoned these demons there, you know. And they were all dying while he was performing. Because people are so desperate to go into... Esau, the elites know that. They're so desperate to be set in these folly places. They just use them as human guinea pigs to sacrifice them. Folly is set in great dignity, man. But the rich sit in a low place. So that's just like... Meaning, like, basically, we're sitting in the low place. The hopeful elect, the brothers that know this truth. We're really rich because we know this faith, man. And we're the Israelites. But we're sitting in the low places because... You know, we're not nothing in this world. We're looked at as nothing in this world.
Yeah.
You know? Go on, right?
It says, I have seen servants upon horses.
You speak on that too, right?
And princes walking as servants upon the earth. So our servants, you know, they're in a position of power right now. In slavery, they were on the horses, and we were walking upon the earth, man. You know? And the Lord is going to flip that, man. Okay, we're going to be in that position of power in the everlasting kingdom. Complete supreme power, man, and our servants are going to be under us. You know, starting with Esau and these other nations, man.
Go on, that.
Yeah, that was it on that, bro. Do you want to get that the blood upon us?
Yeah. And you know, we'll end on this one. Go on, that.
Right.
Because you know, like it's going past like 40 minutes. You know, like we try and, you know, who did? Yeah, go on, bro.
This is Matthew chapter 27,
it's good.
verse 23. And the governor, verse 22, Pilate said unto them, What shall I do then with Yahushua, which is called Hamashiach? They all say unto him, Let him be crucified. And the governor said, Why, what evil have he done? But they cried out the more, saying, Let him be crucified.
That's them wicked 2/3, man. They were saying, imagine that. That's why you want to hope to be of the elect, because you want to be put in the light with these gremlins that were like saying, Let the Most High, let the Lord Yahushua be crucified, man. They were actually giving him up to Edomite Romans. Kill him. That's the Lord of the planet. And that's the lot you're written in. You don't want to be part of that, man. Like, you want to be you want to hopefully make it. You don't want to be in their light, man. Because, hey, you know, even though them 2/3 that did all this, they're going to be good later on. You know? But, you know, that's part of the history.
Yeah.
They're actually part of the history of saying, look, to basically crucify the Lord, man. Go on, bro.
When Pilate saw that he could prevail nothing, but that rather a tumult was made, he took water and washed his hands before the multitude, saying, I am innocent of the blood of this just person. See ye to it. Then answered all the people and said, His blood be upon us and on our children.
Yeah, exactly. So that's what they were so demonic. They said, nah, do what you got to do, but then his blood's going to be on us and our children. That's hatred. To say that's like a low life, but it's all prophecy for them to do that anyway, 2/3 and stuff. But you know what? That's a real demon, because they said, you know what? Kill him and let that blood be on us and our children. Why do you think that all that slavery and all this that is happening to you Negroes and Hispanics, Native Americans till this day is happened? Because of this. You're the Israelites, and basically all that happened to us was a punishment because of denying the Lord, man. And that's still why Jake is fucked today, because you deny the Lord. Anything that's to come out of the Bible, 2/3 will say, nah, I don't want to hear that.
Yeah.
But then the Bible is up in everyone's house. Every 2/3 got a Bible in their house, bro.
Yeah, but they'll get some low-life Jake, some rapper or something, and they'll follow his word like gospel. You know? Because I was reading into it. They wanted Barabbas to get free. Barabbas was some low-life prisoner, man. You know? Rather than the Lord. So that's just wicked. And Jake rather follow wickedness than righteousness, man. Though the righteousness, the Lord's got his prophets telling you the right way, but you don't want to hear it. Cool, let that be to your destruction, man. You know?
Yeah. Yeah, man. You got anything else you wanted to say?
No, that's it.
And you know, with that, we're going to say all praises unto Yahweh.
Praise unto Yahweh.
Ba'Shem. Yahushai. Ba'Shem Rakakadash. You know, double honors to the apostle elders of Great Millstone. You know, and shalom to the hopeful elect. You know, to the brothers out there, man. You know, shalom, man.
Shalom.
Shalom.